for April 13th of 2026 at 4:30 p.m. In attendance today is Michael McLaughlin, Deputy County Executive, Joanne Cunningham, Chairwoman of the Albany County Legislature, and myself, Bruce Hibley, Albany County Clerk. I'd now like to entertain a motion to accept the minutes from March 10 of 2026.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. First on the agenda today is contract number 394-26. It's the Sheriff's Office. The vendor is Zoll Data Systems. The estimated amount is $35,748. The county impact is 100%.
Hi, Tina Harris with the Albany County Sheriff's Office. This is the ambulance EMS billing software. It's a 5-year agreement and the cost is $35,748, 100% county funded.
Comments or questions? Hearing none, let's entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract 484-26, the Sheriff's Office. The vendor is Paul Herman. The scope of service is light/sound outfit for the Durangos, 100% county funded.
Yep, this is for the 4 Durangos where we need to outfit with light, sounds, and partitions, and the cost is $38,633.44, 100% county funded.
When you say light sounds, you mean literally like flashing lights?
Yep, light, sounds,
Horns.
yeah, horns,
Okay.
all that good stuff.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 373-26. It's the Sheriff's Office. The vendor is New Loudon Cleaners Incorporated. It's for dry cleaning of the sheriff correctional uniforms. The estimated term is 4/1/26 through 3/31 of 29, an estimated amount of $67,361.25 at a county impact of 100%.
Yep, this is for the agency dry cleaning, new label dry cleaning services. It's a 3-year contract for $67,361.25. It's 100% county funded.
Question. So that's a lot of dry cleaning. So is that for 3 years? That's what,
Yeah, it's for 3 years and it's not to exceed that dollar amount. So
Okay.
it is a little estimated. We were with Colonial Cleaners for a very long time. I don't anticipate it costing that much, but it was just to be cautious, so it's a not to exceed number.
so what do we usually spend in a year?
So with Colonial Cleaners, it was substantially a lot less. It was around $10,000 a year. But because of the usage, we wanted to be clear and careful. So we went off of what the bid specs we had. So that's why the cost is $67,000. It is a little more of an increase from Colonial Cleaners. They were a lot less. But Label's New Loudon Cleaners is the lowest bid proposal. Yeah, so we really won't know until we start working to see what our proposals are.
But previous years, you had 10,000.
With Colonial Cleaners, they were in service for how long?
Yeah.
Long time.
You got to expect when you have a company that closes on you that you've been doing business with for a long
Yeah.
time. Yeah, they went out of business.
Oh, okay.
So the owner,
Yeah.
he passed away if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
So, but $67,361.25 is such a specific amount that if you're usually spending 10 grand a year, why wouldn't you just do like, okay, 3 years, that's 30 plus.
We wanted to be careful.
Overage.
Yeah, we wanted to be careful on the bid specs because we did go out with the usage, and in those bid specs, they stated the usage. So that is what the company was bidding on. So for us to go under in the contract terms, it wouldn't be fair to what the bid was, what was
So
required.
this is what the bid was, 67,000?
Yep, Pam and I worked together with it, yeah.
Okay.
So, but like I said, we won't know exactly the number of the expenses until we are with them and we start to see our usage. And what goes on in the concept. So this is a not to exceed factor.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain
I'm
a
gonna
motion.
ask next year, because I want to know how much it was.
I'm gonna make a
It
note.
seems like a lot of money.
I'm gonna
and a
note
weird
this
amount.
and I'll let you know.
Okay. All right, motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 229-26. It's the County Executive's Office. to purchase and installation of Samsara identification cards and card reader hardware devices for the county fleet vehicles and the county employees. The term is 3/1/26 through 7/31/26. The estimated value is $52,318.27, and the county impact is 100%.
Yes, good evening. So this is a one-time purchase and installation for these Samsara ID cards and card readers, which are going to be installed into county fleet vehicles, which will allow our department reps who are using the telematics services to identify when and where and who are driving the county fleet vehicles.
Question.
Go ahead.
So these are like key cards that you scan in and out, so
Yep.
we know.
So every time that an employee will be entering a fleet vehicle for usage for their job responsibilities, they should be swiping in and swiping out, which will allow us to identify on the telematics software who is driving which cars, when and where.
And it costs $52,000 to install this in all the cards?
For the purchase of the hardware that's going to be installed and the installation services as well.
Okay, and then how long is that useful for?
So we are on I believe it's a 3-year Sourcewell contract with Samsara right now. That should be up for renewal in a couple of years. So that will be throughout the remainder of that first initial contract.
Okay, so it's up in 2029 presumably?
2028, I believe. For 2028 from when we first started the initial contract.
Oh, okay. And once it's up, you already have the installation of the hardware, so you don't have to pay for that again?
Yes, yeah, so then at that point, we could just opt to renew the software services.
Okay, which is how much of that?
Well, this is just the installation and purchase for this specific hardware. We have that contract separate. This is a separate contract than this initial purchase here.
Samsara, it's a completely separate software contract. This is, so just so everybody knows, this is kind of we've undertaken a full rework of the fleet in the county. So that Samsara was initially brought on, do full fleet analysis. This manages mileage for rotation of vehicles. It manages a full schedule of service for vehicles, so that we are more evenly using our fleet. We had some issues where there wasn't management consistently, so some fleet vehicles had very low mileage, some had very high mileage, et cetera. And the maintenance was not as regimented as it needed to be. We've also taken upon ourselves to be more cautious when viewing behavior in the vehicles, including speeding, things of that nature, which we've kept, it's been eye-opening, but we've seen significant improvement in behavior among employees while using vehicles. So this now will allow us to go from a paper system where they sign in and record the mileage and all that to simply hit that card. That information will all automatically go into the Samsara system that Pat manages for us, along with DGS. So we'll have a full universe of information on how the vehicles are being used, how folks are behaving well in the vehicles, as well as a more recent challenge has been cleanliness, which is something that we're looking to. So this will help us identify when. Well, it doesn't come with cleaning, and there are actually some excuses for dirty vehicles in Albany County. Department of Children, Youth and Families has children. I have children. They have a tendency to wreck your vehicles. We all know this. So, there's both the explainable, there's a small child in the back eating Cheerios voraciously, but also, spilling your coffee in the front.
How many cars do we have in our?
I believe it's around 125 fleet vehicles that are run by DGS, and then I think DPW has around 30, Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong, but that are larger trucks and plows and things of that nature. So about 125 fleet cars, 30 or some odd DPW plows and trucks.
Like upwards of 60.
So, and just to be clear, we're going from a paper system to a non-paper system?
Just for the tracking of who is using the vehicle and when. That is currently a paper system. Everybody gets a 3-ring binder with you know, a spreadsheet that they fill out, and we're going electronic with that.
Okay. That's good news. Okay, motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 441-26, the County Executive's Office. Auctions International is the vendor, and it's Auctions International to assist in the auction and sale of the Neil Hellman Library Collection. The estimated term is 5/1/26 to 4/30 of 27. And who's on deck?
Hi, good afternoon. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
So this is for the sale of the general collection of the Neil Hellman Library. This is with Auctions International. We've worked with them in the past. They've helped us before with foreclosed properties whenever we've had to bring that back. So we are, this is also the project of an RFP for the sale of books. So
So it's all the books in the library over there?
the general collection is about 150,000 books. And then you have the special and rare collection, which is closer to around 2,000 to 3,000. So part of what we're hoping is to sell off the general collection and subsidize that with a few of the rare books and do that as it comes.
So we'll make money off those books?
The hope is that we stay neutral, that the county will not be spending any money to move these books. My initial expectation was that we would have to pay people to take these books out. It's 3 floors filled with books. And
It's a lot of books.
Wes has done a fantastic job digging into the world of books, and this is, it was a big lift, believe it or not, trying to figure out how to get rid of these books without just throwing them in the landfill.
And how much is this contract with the auction house?
There's a $0 value on the contract itself. I believe that they're estimating that the sale of the books will,
essentially balance out.
Basically, we'll make as much as we're paying.
Right. So there are some additional fees that the county could incur if we need to use certain services, such as $10 per lot listing if we are not taking pictures or anything like that, on-site material handling, buyer coordination, extended oversight. So our hope is that we're able to bypass most of those additional fees or essentially try to balance it out and zero it out in the end of the day.
Okay. Good luck.
Motion.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 581-26, the County Executive's Office, Adirondack Cabling, and its tasks relating to data cabling and network infrastructure, including but not limited to the assembly of all electrical data materials, conduit, pipe, or raceway, placing of fish wire, pulling of cables, wires, fiber, optic cable through such raceway, splicing of the conductors, and dismantling, repairing of such structure, lines, and equipment. It's 5/1/26 through 4/30 of 27, at an estimated amount of $220,000, and this is 100% county funded.
Good afternoon, this is Pat Alderson from Information Services. I do want to thank Wesley and the County Exec's Office for the assistance with developing the RFP and bid that went out here. Couldn't have done it without him. But essentially, we are looking to enter into a 1-year agreement with Adirondack Cabling for a cost not to exceed more than $220,000 for the installation of data cabling at any new county sites or even existing facilities. This is not necessarily defined to any one project, but given the number of potential county buildings that are coming online over the next year, as well as any fiber and Ethernet refreshes that we need to do within this building or other county sites, it's going to be easier for us to tackle these kind of from an open PO standpoint as opposed to a project by project basis. If there's any questions, I'm happy to take them.
So this is like for some of the new St. Rose Properties?
It could potentially be leveraged for some of the buildings that the county is owned.
Okay.
The majority of it's for existing buildings now.
Yeah, or new sites. Most at St. Rose, we're leveraging a good chunk of the existing infrastructure. Some of it will need to be repaired on like a case-by-case basis. We could leverage this contract for those minimal repairs. 48 Howard across the street over there, that site is pretty much good to go. However, there's some minor repairs that need to be done there. This contract could be leveraged to complete that work. It's more efficient for us as opposed to kind of having vendors come out, quote on a per project basis, and then get the approval on a per project basis.
Is there a chance now that you do not use that whole $220,000? Is that, or?
Yes, sir.
I'm pretty sure you're going to use that.
I hope we don't necessarily need to use all of it, but it's possible. It really comes down to, if we're, especially for new sites that we're getting into, if it kind of depends on the condition of the site and how much it needs to be
Well, that makes
reworked.
sense, yeah. Any other questions?
Nope.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is Contract 528-26. The Board of Elections, Arnoff Moving and Storage is the vendor. It's providing moving services, voting machines, and ancillary equipment, including ballot on demand systems to poll sites for the 2026 June primary and general elections. And it's 1/1/26 to 12/31/26, and an estimated value of $49,763 with a 100% county impact. Girls?
Well, we've been using Arnoff for a long time.
Ladies, whatever.
Again, this is similarly to what Patrick said, is that we generally do not use all of it. Our elections sometimes are large and sometimes they are small. So for a general election, possibly, but for example, this year, we're hoping to consolidate some poll sites depending upon approval from the AG's office and from New York State Board of Elections, so we would hopefully use less, but it's available to us. It's also meant for, hey, we had something happen at a poll site, now we have to pivot and go somewhere else. So that's what it is.
So do we usually spend about this much? How much do we usually spend?
Yeah, this is consistent with year-to-year spending. For the primary, it's only when we have to roll out a full-blown primary. In
Yeah.
other words, every party countywide has a primary. If not, it's prorated against the needs and the number of poll sites used.
Okay, motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 530-26. The Board of Elections, Knowing LLC is a vendor. Purchase of equipment and software licenses from Knowing to be used with electronic polling books and ballot on demand systems. It's 4/3/26 to 4/3/27. Estimated value is $214,028, and this is 100% county funded.
Did we use some for, in grant monies?
Yeah, some of this will be covered by grant funds. A portion of it, $116,000, will be reimbursed to us through a state grant. This, again, is for the purchase of equipment that we use for our ballot on demand systems, plus new poll pads, check-in pads that we use at the poll sites, and equipment that we had to use in conjunction with it. And software for those iPads.
Yeah.
So this is a necessary component of our operation. It's not an expense that we're purchasing because we want to, it's more out of necessity.
Is the iPads replacement pads or more?
So the iPads were already purchased. This is equipment that we need to use to adjust our system to accommodate the new iPads. The iPads are a different configuration than the old ones in terms of the actual size.
Of course.
Yeah.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 555-26, Board of Elections, Election Systems and Software LLC is the vendor, and it's for election systems and software to provide an extended warranty software license, maintenance, and support for 190 Automark devices and the EMS program totaling $52,610.86. Additionally, provide firmware licenses for 2 DS950 central ballot scanners and 200 DS300 ballot scanners totaling $17,173.74. And it's 1/1/26 to 12/31/26. The estimated amount is $69,754.20. The county is picking up 100% of the fiscal impact.
So the AutoMark machines that we have are 17 years old. Unfortunately, they have a high rate of failure. They are meant for those who are differently abled. And needless to say, we are anxiously awaiting the new AutoMark machine, but until such time, they do need servicing, maintenance, et cetera, to keep them online so that we can ensure that those who are differently able to show up to vote are able to do so and not have any barriers to voting. Our scanners, many of them have been paid for with grant funding, but again, we do have a service contract and also maintenance, in addition to software licensing, which they charge us every single year for, which is a part of it.
So we're getting new ones though, but we don't have them yet? Is that one?
Yeah, that's a separate issue.
That's a
So,
separate matter, yeah.
We still use the old machines. This is a service contract for the old machines, which are required and necessary to keep them going.
So when are we getting the new machines?
They have to be certified by New York State, and we're awaiting that certification. We were given, of course, a date from the vendor, which does not quite
Comport.
with
to
the
this.
date from the state. So we're awaiting that. But considering everybody has had these HAVA hearings, and certainly those who had filed complaints weren't upset with us, they were more waiting for the state to come forward and the vendors to come forward with new machines to allow them to vote unimpeded.
Okay, so like next year? Not this year?
Possibly.
Okay. Okay.
That will be probably close to a $2 million expense for those new machines.
Did we get any money for that?
Good question. You know, every year we have to wait for the budget to get enacted in order to see what grant funding they put in it. As you're aware, they're negotiating that process right now.
Actually, our staff went and did lobby to various legislators in both houses. We asked for $35 million this year, not just for us, that's for 62 counties. They have put in the executive 0, the Senate 10, and the Assembly 6.
And how old are the current machines?
17 years old.
Okay, motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract 465-26, the MVP Arena. The vendor is Trojan Energy Systems, Inc. And it's the lease suite number 24, and it's 7/1/26 through 6/30/29 at $163,500. And there's no fiscal impact to this. This is all income.
Good afternoon, Christine Hayes with the MVP Arena. This is just a suite renewal. They've been suite holder for 8 years, and they're just looking to renew. Their current lease expires June 30th, and it is a revenue contract.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract 469-26, MVP Arena. The vendor is Ma's Kitchen Corporation, Lamb's Kitchen renting retail space at the MVP Arena from 9/1/26 to 8/31/31 at $112,200.
Yes, this one, Ma's Kitchen, is doing business as Lamb's Kitchen. They've been a tenant in front of the MVP Arena since the mid-1990s, and we're happy to have them extend for another 5 years. Also a revenue contract.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Abstention, motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract 176-26, Partners Probation. The vendor is Big Brothers and Big Sisters of the Capital Region, Inc. And it's to improve outcomes for youth and juvenile justice systems by pairing them with trained mentors and integrating mentoring progress into family court supervision and decision-making. The program must ensure that mentors are carefully recruited, trained, and supported to reflect the diverse backgrounds and lived experiences and cultural identities of the youth being served, in the 6/126 to 5/31/27. The estimated amount is $35,000 and county impact of 100%.
Hi, Bill Connors from probation. This is a one-year pilot program with Big Brothers Big Sisters for $35,000. It'll serve up to 10 youth ages 12 to 17. Identify, engage youth with healthy alternatives.
Have you done this before?
We use mentors in many of our programs. This is our first experience with the Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Next on the agenda is contract 284-26. It's the Albany County Attorney. The vendor is Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, Inc. It's for insurance broker for the county's procurement of its medical malpractice, liability, casualty, and excess workers' compensation insurances. And it's from 3/126 to 2/28/27. And there's no dollar value or fiscal impact.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Arthur J. Gallagher was the sole bidder for this RFP that was submitted, and ultimately awarded pending this contract from this board. We have been with them for a significant amount of years. The expectation is they are going to put all of the different packages out for us to the open market and come back. We have really good feelings about this year and what that brings. I think if you remember last year, we had some decreases as some of the other monies came in, and I say decreases as it relates actually to the individual liabilities. We had increased coverages, so that may have extended cost, but actually decreased as per occasion. So they have been a very good partner to Albany County, and we're looking to continue that relationship.
So the reason there's not a dollar amount is because,
We don't pay them.
or they just go, they get
They
their
go
money
out.
on the other side?
Yeah.
Okay. And what does this usually cost the county in a year?
Well, for this, it doesn't cost the county, but the other, like how much
Like
is insurance?
purchasing the insurance.
All of the insurance? It's over $3 million.
And it covers every single county employee?
No.
This isn't for health insurance.
So,
No, I don't mean health insurance, all the other liability, whatever.
so most of what we have are, these are a bunch of excess insurance coverages, because at some point we went to self-insurance point, so we are on the hook for the first $1 million, almost all the occurrences that we have, and then we have coverage from like 1 to 5 with another carrier, and then beyond that with another, and then 5 to 10, and I think 10 to 20.
But we're not doing that anymore?
We have,
Self-insurance?
we do, we have that. And then we also have, same thing with workers' comp, right? So workers' comp, we have a workers' comp program. We are self-insured for workers' comp. We have essentially a broker who works through that process and handles that process. We also have excess coverage. So we have a Safety National, who also does some other liability coverage for our excess programs there. Also handles excess coverage for workers' comp as well.
So when you get the actual costs of each of the insurance plans, then that will be well beyond CAB, and that
We-
would.
Yep.
This is just for the contract.
Correct.
Okay, motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 412-26, Public Works Administration. The vendor is Carver Construction, Inc. It's for the construction of concrete slab for the fitness court at Westerlo Town Park. It is from 4/15/26 to 12/31/26. Estimated value of $29,940 with a fiscal impact of 100% to the county.
Yeah, Lisa Raimondo, DPW. This is just for exactly what Bruce said. It's for construction of a concrete pad for an MVP fitness court in the Westerlo Town Park. Carver was the low bidder.
And it's a town park, not a county park, so.
It is a town park. There's an MOU, there's a process. We've done this before at Talicenta Park, and last year we did it at Byrne,
Right.
and now it's at Westerlo. And I'm not involved in the mechanics behind those
Right, the
agreements.
MVP part.
It's the MVP, like donation fund.
Okay. Okay.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next is contract number 521-26, Public Works Department. The vendor is multiple. It says it's for crushed stone, and it's for 5/1/26 through 4/30/27, an estimated value of $75,000 or 100% impact to the county.
Yep. So this is our annual crushed stone bid in an amount not to exceed $75,000. We get a base bid for just the pickup of the materials, and then we have them break out the cost of what it would be to deliver them to each of our subdivisions. So Carver might be the low bidder for delivering to New Scotland, but then Newcastle may be the low bidder for delivering to Byrne. So they factor in the cost of fuel.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 526-26, Public Works Department. Again, the vendor is multiple. It's for asphalt materials, 5/1/26 through 4/30/27. Estimated value of $50,000, but fiscal impact for the county of 100%.
Yep. So this is much like the previous contract, but this is for our asphalt materials bid. So we get a price for pickup of the material and then different prices for delivery to the various subdivisions.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 360-26. The vendor is Shaker Place Rehabilitation and Nursing Center. The vendor is Health System Services. It's for medical supplies and billing under Medicare Part B for residents at Shaker Place Rehabilitation and Nursing Center. It's from 3/1/26 through 2/28/29. The estimated amount is $35,000 with a fiscal impact to the county of 100%.
Hi, Mark Olson from Shaker Place. Health System Services has been a vendor of ours for probably 15 plus years. They supply us mainly with Medicare Part B services. In other words, the majority of what they supply in medical supplies for our residents, they actually bill to Medicare Part B, but there are some things that get denied or that they're not able to bill to Part B. So that's what this $35,000 is for, to take care of. So again, longtime vendor. There were 3 respondents to the RFP. They scored the highest, and we'd like to contract with them for an additional, for 3 years with an additional 1 year, 2 1-year renewals.
So what percentage get our denials based on what just isn't covered?
About 90% get covered.
Okay.
Sometimes when the resident is on a Part A stay, we get an all-inclusive rate. So if they supply us anything during that stay, we eat the cost for that because we're already paid by Medicare Part A.
And they can't bill them under Part B? for the-
Not when they're on a Part A stay in the nursing home. A Part A stay in a nursing home is 100% all-inclusive. We pay all the costs.
Okay. And that
After their
includes
Part A
those
stay
costs.
is ended, they could be Medicaid, private, whatever the case may be. In that case, 98% of our residents have Medicare Part B, and the supplies they give us, or they supply to the resident, they bill Medicare Part B for.
Okay.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next is contract 477-26, Shaker Place Rehabilitation and Nursing. Vendor is Mobile Imaging, and it's for mobile imaging for X-ray and EKG services for the residents at Shaker Place from 5/1/26 through 4/30/29. The estimated value is $165,000 with a county impact of 100%.
Okay, again, Mark Olson. So Mobile Imaging has been another longtime vendor. They were the only responded to the RFP. They're basically the only people in this part of the state that does mobile X-ray services. So when our residents need an X-ray, an ultrasound, an EKG, they come right to the building and perform that service. Similar to Health System Services, the majority of the work that they do, they bill directly to insurance companies who are in a Part B, but when someone is in our building on a Part A stay, we need the cost for that, and that's the majority of what the cost here would be for.
Because it's covered under the Part A.
Correct. 3-year contract with, again, 2 additional 1-year renewals.
So if you didn't have someone coming to you, you would have to send them
Exactly.
somewhere to get.
Right.
How often do they come?
They're probably 4 to 5 days a week, at least. They come on weekends as well. They're in almost a daily basis.
And you have like a per visit or per?
It's per exam that they do.
Okay.
And again, they're the only providers in the area. They've been doing it for a long, long time.
All right, motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 448-26, Water Purification Department, GB Jaeger LLC. It's for the first of 2 1-year renewals for supply of water pump parts, and it's from 6/17/26 to 6/17/27. The estimated value is $75,000 with a county impact of 100%.
Thank you. Angelo Gaudio, the Water Purification District. GP Jaeger is the authorized sales rep for Borger pump parts. These are basically parts for our sludge pumps, so we use these pumps to pump our combined sludge to our dewatering press at both our north and south plant.
So are these parts that you already need?
Yeah, so,
Or-
yep. So the pumps, basically the working end of the pump, these are lobes are similar to like an impeller. They wear down because again, we do have quite a bit of grit in the system. So just basically on the fact that we're running these essentially 24/7, they do wear over time. So we have to replace those working end components.
But I mean, does everything stop while you come to CAB and ask for the money for these? Or,
No, actually, we've been working on getting redundancy on the system. So we do have some redundancy. So we'll have basically a backup. So we'll run the one while we're working on the other one. So.
all right,
Motion.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstention, motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 449-26, the Water Purification Department, American Glass Company, replacement of various doors at both of the district's north and south treatment plants, 4/13/26 to 7/31/26. Estimated value of $67,593, and county impact of 100%.
Thank you. As indicated, this is for replacement doors at both north and south plant. This was a project that actually was approved last year. Unfortunately, there was a significant delay to the doors themselves. So this is more for an extension to the contract. And then with that, we were able to negotiate a $4,000 reduction to the contract cost over last year's number.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstention, motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 395-26, the Health Department. Vendor is the Mohawk Hudson River Humane Society, and it's for Albany County rabies vaccination clinics and rabies sampling services. It's 4/1/26 through 12/31/27. Estimated value of $50,000, and this is split into a fiscal impact. The county picks up 64%, the state picks up 36%.
Hi, Ransom Moore, Health Department. Yes, there's a request with contract with Mohawk Hudson River Humane Society. They operate our rabies clinics and with coordination with our environmental health division. They will provide up to 4 clinics in the first year for 2026 and up to 6 clinics in the second year, 2027. And up to 200 vaccines per clinic. They also do rabies samplings of animals, and they've included that in the estimated cost per year. And the contract request is for an amount not to exceed $50,000.
And it's mostly county funded, is the rest state funded?
It's Article 6 state aid eligible, so 36% is to the state, 64% is new.
I just read that the CDC is no longer doing rabies testing.
Okay.
Does that have any impact on?
I'm unaware of that. I can look into it and get back to you.
No, I just heard it or read it.
We've done these in the past pretty
Okay.
consistently. We've actually had constituents reach out and say, when are you guys running your rabies clinics? So it's something that's definitely known in the community. I haven't seen it change to our schedule.
Yeah, I just wonder if we get any funding.
Well, we might get an influx of people if there's less.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, motion.
second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 76-26. It's the Parks and Recreation Department. Daikin Applied Americas, Inc. is the vendor. The repair of the dehumidifier and replacement of the discontent rotor and associated parts and services. It's 2/126 through 1/31/27. The estimated value is $58,294 at a county and fiscal impact of 100%.
Jim Halios, Parks and Recreation. Good evening. The item before you tonight is for the repair of our dehumidifier. It's an integral part of the cooling system for the ice at the hockey facility. The desiccant wheel has about a 10-year lifespan on it, so it was installed in 2016 and it's coming to the end of its useful life. And so we have put out a request for bid. We had one responsive bidder who is Daikin, and they're going to come in and replace the desiccant wheel and then also any belts and hardware associated with that. And then we hope to get another 10 years out of it from that, and it'll continue to keep the ice in good condition and removing humidity from the air that we pull in from the outside.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract 503-26, and it's the DCYF Preventative Assistance Program. It's the Fourth Family Inc. is the vendor, and it's for Parent Partner Services, 5/1/26 through 9/30/26. And the estimated value is $43,766. And again, there's a fiscal impact to the county of 38% and the state at 62%.
Nicole Ward, Deputy Commissioner for DCYF. This is our STSJP funding. We had a previous vendor, Cayuga, that recently sent us a letter and pulled out of Albany County for fiscal reasons. So law and purchasing allowed us to enter an emergency contract with Fourth Family to offer these services. Fourth Family is going to have several actually parent partners that can work with families involved in the probation department, so for PINS, JD youth, and they'll really just walk them through the JD process with them. So if they have questions, they'll accompany them to the school, court, and any other services.
So how many kids is this?
Right now, we have 20-something kids, families using this. We're trying to kind of piecemeal it this last month with other prevention services while we wait to get this up and going.
And they have the capacity to do this?
They actually have, whereas Cayuga only had one person doing this, they have 3 or 4 different people that can do it for us.
And we're doing other stuff with them.
Yeah, they're a new upcoming provider, and they're good.
And they're good.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're good.
So then this contract will end September 30th. We're going to put out a new RFP within the next few weeks to see who we get for the October funding once the state budget goes in.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 383-26. Again, it's DCYF. The vendor is James McGinnis and Associates, and it's for software and support for third-party billing pertaining to a preschool-related services program, 4/1/26 through 3/31/27. The estimated value is $27,996 at a fiscal impact of 100% of the county.
So this is McGinnis. This is a software company that we've used over the last several years. It's a company that's approved from state ed, and it helps with our billing of the preschool. And it'll help us because it'll maximize the reimbursements that we get. So it's a program that costs some money, but hopefully on the back end we'll recoup money from them.
So what program do we use now?
We use this program.
Oh, we use this.
Yeah, we've used this, I think, over the last 10 years, we've used this
It
program.
says it's a new.
And I'm told that most of the counties throughout the state use this.
I think that the last contract ended, so it's considered new, but it's the same period as provided, as opposed to like a regular 11/16 contract.
I feel like everything says new.
Okay, motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 515-26, DCYF. The vendor is Equinox Inc. It's for Youth Bureau Services, and it's 10/125 through 9/30/26 at estimated value of $60,267, and it's 100% state impact, fiscal impact.
So Equinox runs the only regional transitional living program for youth. We get funding through our Youth Bureau for runaway and homeless youth. We can only use it for this portion of the funding we can only use for Equinox. They have 8 beds, which is not enough beds. It's a small amount of money, but they really work with a little bit older runaway and homeless youth, and they start to transition them into helping them make sure they have a license, make sure they have insurance, they can find a job. So it's a really vital service that we have.
So what happens when we're tapped out at Equinox? Are there other service providers that homeless kids can go to?
For the transitional living, we kind of try to figure out what to do. We find other services that we can link youth for, but it's a much needed gap in the community, region-wide.
And how old are the transitional youth population?
Usually 16 to 20.
Your question is a good one, because I don't want to go down this thing, but all the services that you're asking about now with DCYF, and people are getting out of the game, and we just don't have enough providers for any of the services that we have. Maybe no matter what type of service it is that we have, can we get somebody to do this? Can you ask somebody to do this? And you get as many as we can. But there aren't enough providers for the demand that Albany County has. And it doesn't seem like Albany County
It's
preference
state
is state
funded, right? So if we had more capacity.
If we had more capacity, we might get more dollars. So the state funds us based on number of beds. Equinox only has 8. We've sat in on calls with St. Anne's, with LaSalle, to see if any of them would open up beds. And there's just not enough money to make it appealing for them.
It's very similar to the previous situation where Nicole referenced Cayuga and the number of slots there. We lucked out that 4th in. We can take it over. Many times they closed and there's no ability to backfill.
Interesting.
So then those kids are just.
We do a very good job of finding very creative solutions. I think we've had some conversations with Mandy where some very difficult cases where DCYF workers did yeoman's work to place kids out of state, sometimes taking them into their own care for a period of time, but those are very expensive. Very expensive. Knock on wood, we've been able to handle the cases we've had.
Okay, motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract 518-26, DCYF. It's New Beginnings is the vendor, Youth Bureau Services, 10/125 to 9/30/26. The estimated value is $91,000. It is fiscal impact to the state of 100%.
So this is the emergency youth shelter that is run out of St. Anne's. They also have 8 beds. We're not usually always full with that one because it's a shorter amount of time that youth can stay there, so they can cycle them in and out. This one, I apologize, the age is wrong. It's 13 to 18, not 16 to 20 for the emergency youth shelter. St. Anne's actually came in several years ago and fulfilled this gap when Equinox closed their emergency youth shelter. But
Okay, so this is shorter term, meaning how long do they stay there?
it's 30, 60, 90. We have to ask the state for extensions when they exceed one of those barriers. So we have a runaway and homeless youth. One of our senior caseworkers is a runaway and homeless youth coordinator. She's actually been doing it with the department over 30 years. And she'll submit a proposal to the state if we need to extend for youth, and usually we get the extension.
And do we have excess capacity for the allotment that we have? Do you have too many kids to situate and Or is this kind of meet the need that's out there?
Right now, this meets the need. Because there's also other ones, there's Captains, there's, I forget the name of the one in Schenectady. So there's other emergency use shelters locally that we can use when
Do
we
we
need.
transport kids to those places?
A lot of times kids will show up at the door.
But if we have to send
we
them
need
to
to,
Schenectady?
Yeah, we can transport.
And what about kids do we have kids who just need somewhere to go, like not necessarily for an extended period, but, you know, just
Like a
kids-
respite type?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And where do they go?
We have contracts with other agencies for respite.
Is that St. Anne and LaSalle?
Yeah, St. Anne's, I think LaSalle didn't renew. We have a respite through probation, through Raise the Age. A lot of times, if we have foster youth that needs to respite, we'll work with other foster families to see if they can take a child for a few nights, few days. It's never enough. There's never enough respite.
Okay, motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract 516-26. The vendor is the Agency of Information Services. The vendor is Carasoft Technology Corporation. And it's the Keeper of PAM bundle with platinum support renewal. It's 3/4/26 through 3/25/27. Estimated value is $56,384.40 with a fiscal impact to the county of 100%.
Alderson Information Services. This is a request to enter into the second year of a contract to purchase Keeper, which is a password manager solution that we've been rolling out to all county employees over the past year. It's a very decent tool and we're satisfied with the purchase. If there's any questions, I'm happy to take them.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract 517-26. It's Agency's Information Services. The vendor is CDW-G, and it's for Arctic Wolf renewal, 6/1/26 through 5/31/27. Estimated value of $164,937.16, and a fiscal impact to the county of 100%.
Patrick Alderson, Information Services. Quick point of clarification, it's actually a fiscal impact 100% to New York State. This is for the third year renewal of a contract with Arctic Wolf, which provides security, incident, and event monitoring services for Albany County. They are essentially our after-hours, 24/7 aggregator of logs, data, and telemetry from a whole bunch of different sources. They're the ones that are helping us identify suspicious login behavior, bad activities happening on the network, and they're a force multiplier for our cybersecurity team. This is 100% funded by SHSB funds, so it's a federal grant that is awarded to Information Services, passed through the State Division of Homeland Security. If there's any questions, I'm happy to take them.
Okay, so before we do that, I think we have to amend the motion that was made, because I noted in it it was 100% county funded, and it is not 100% county funded. It is 100% state funded.
Federal funded, actually.
Federal funded. What's that? Yeah, please, would you do that?
Motion to amend as stated.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Thank you for the clarification, Pat.
And then motion on the item.
Correct.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? So that motion is carried. So now we have contract number 533-26. It's Information Services, CDW-G, XM Cloud Software and Onboarding. 5/126 through 5/127, $44,110, and the county, the fiscal impact is 100% to the county.
So this is a project to migrate our fax over IP solution from being hosted in our data center at the county to a cloud-hosted solution, so it's a cloud fax solution. Unfortunately, our current solution is end of life, and it would have cost us over $20,000 in hardware investment in order to keep it alive. So we made a decision to evaluate a couple different cloud faxing solutions or providers, and this one kind of was the clear winner that kind of matched all of the capabilities that we had built out in our on-premise system. So we are purchasing this off of Sourcewell contract. If there's any questions, I'm happy to take them.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Your motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 536-26, Information Services. It's with Civic Plus LLC and Civic Plus Doc Access Platform and Deployment, 5/126 through 5/127. The estimated amount of $36,383.19, and the fiscal impact to the county is 100%.
The last one, I thought somebody was going to ask me, the county still faxes? So you kind of threw me off there. But yes, so for this one, this is a project to ensure the county's websites and all of any website, even ones that aren't our direct public-facing website, are meeting the new ADA requirements for accessibility. This is especially true for PDF documents. On our current website, there's about 350 PDF documents that will need to be converted by this tool in order to become compliant. Beyond that, there's a whole bunch of PDFs that are posted on Legistar and other county websites as well, or websites where there's county data. We're going to have the option to be able to embed this script on those websites to turn those documents and sites into compliant with the ADA requirements. If there's any questions, I'm happy to take them.
What documents do we fax?
Oftentimes, it's the healthcare agency. So there's over 6,000 faxes that occur on a weekly basis. It's the health department and the nursing home for the most part, and mental health department. And they also have to have the capability to blast fax to all of the healthcare providers within the county. So if there's an emergency, and I don't know why this is the system, but this is a federally mandated system, the way that local health departments get information to, like your pediatrician's office, is they fax all of them. So they have to have a blast faxing capability. We need to have a blast faxing capability, which most cloud faxing providers don't accommodate. That's why we've kind of landed on this solution that's kind of expensive.
Thank you.
Yep.
I figured it was healthcare.
It had a
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Your motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 445, and it's with the vendor or agency's building services. The vendor is Eastern Heating and Cooling, Inc., and it's for diagnostic and repair services of our HVAC automated logic control system. It's 5/126 through 4/30/29, an estimated value of $200,000 with the fiscal impact to the county at 100%.
Thank you, Bruce. This is for our automated logic systems in our courthouses, 112 State Street, and some recently acquired property we'll be installing it in. This helps us to monitor the building temperatures. It alerts us if there is a problem with the HVAC system. and our tech is able to look at it remotely and sometimes address the problem from whatever location he's in.
So this is for all county buildings?
It's the ones that use not all buildings are on automatic logic systems.
Okay.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 522-26. The agency's building services, the vendors Convergent Technologies LLC. It is for the installation of new stairwell door access readers at the Department of Social Services. It is from 5/1/26 through 4/30/27. The estimated amount is $48,962.97 with a fiscal impact to the county of 100%.
So this is for the back stairs at the DSS building, 162 Washington Avenue. Currently, the front stairwell is not used because people use the elevator and has a swiper access, so that's locked from the outside. This is in case someone was to get in through the back door, piggybacking off someone to come in. They would, at this time, they would have access to the floors, be able to get in. This way, they could get into the stairwell but not be able to enter into the office area.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. The last item on the agenda for today is contract number 532-26, and the agency's building services. The vendors, the Metro Group, Inc. And the Metro Group, Inc. is an amendment to add treatment and testing services for 2 additional cooling towers. It's 1/1/25 to 12/31/27. The estimated value is $13,500 with a fiscal impact to the county of 100%.
This is for 2 cooling towers on recently acquired property.
I have a question. So you're at the end of the agenda. Do you get to be at the beginning of the agenda next time?
Hopefully not. Hopefully Commissioner Ortiz is here and he'll be at the beginning.
Even better.
Okay.
Motion.
No, we don't mind.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. And my statement earlier was wrong. We have one more item that was an addendum to the agenda, and it is with the Crime Victim and Sexual Violence, Bonterra Tech LLC, Bonterra Tech Apricot Client Database, 3/1/26 to 2/28/29, an estimated value of $20,644.25, and it's 100% county funded.
Good evening, everyone. Amanda Wingle, Albany County Crime Victim and Sexual Violence Center. So tonight I'm requesting approval to renew our contract with Bonterra Tech, which has been the provider of our client database for several years running since I've been here. It's a 3-year renewal covering the period from March of this year through February of 2029. We use this database to store client information and to generate the reports that are required for our grant funders. I had indicated 100% county funded in the contract, or I'm sorry, in the document because of the uncertainty of grant funding. However, we do anticipate that we will be able to partially at least support this with grant funding. So for the first year, we anticipate about 58% supported with grant funding, and we hope that that will continue for the other 2 years.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. I'd now like to entertain a motion
So moved.
to conclude this contract administration board meeting at 5:35 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Thank you.
We should move it around because the sheriff's office is crazy. So, no.